Welcome home, Rep Pack. Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons. If you guys don't know what we do here, we collect all things in regards of nostalgia. Of course, my specialty and the things that I love the most are all things regarding cartoons, animation as a whole. And this whole channel is about me showcasing my collection and also growing it through a variety of different videos. Hunting out in the wild, thrift stores, flea markets. We do fan mail videos. I buy collections online, all different types of stuff. But today, we are going to be featuring collections from people like you watching this video. So about a month ago, I sent out a message on the community tab letting you guys know you could submit your collections so I could review them right here on this channel in this brand new, so actually has one episode, but I don't think it had a name back then, so just in case, Comfort Cartoons Collections, where we will be checking out members of the Rep Packs collection. I told everybody they could submit whatever they want. It does not have to be Nickelodeon themed, it does not have to be even cartoon themed. It could just be nostalgia themed, and we would check it out here, and I will be giving them a ranking on a scale of 1 to 10. Being honest, likely not many people will get anything below a 5 because, you know, this is supposed to be an uplifting series, but certain collections will get this, the Rep Pack seal of approval, my personal seal to say you have a top rated, like one of the best collections I have seen. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. So this one comes in from Creed Gaming. It says, "Hi Marcus, my name is Ryan. I wanted to submit my collection for a possible collection review. I have been collecting this stuff for over 10 years. I'm very proud of it, so I thought I might see if you could do a review. No problem at all if you don't select it. I'm just happy to share it, and thank you for doing all you do and brightening everyone's day." I'm so glad that the channel is able to help or uplift anybody. That's the goal. So let's take a look, and I already know this is a freaking fantastic collection. Let's pop open the first picture here. That is what I love to see. Everybody has their own perspective on collecting. For me, this is my perspective, so this is my review. Some people like their collection very minimalistic. A couple items here to kind of like accent what they love. For me, I want everything filled up. You know, I am a maximalist. I want there to be very little walls shown if possible. But this is doing this, so this hits me perfectly. This is a fantastic Nintendo collection, it looks like. There's a couple things trickled in there I see. Well, mostly Nintendo. I just see this one Goku over here, but other than that, it is all Nintendo. And man, I love the carpet. Like that is something that people don't realize. It can like just add volumes to your collection so easily. It's just having like a nice carpet in front of your collection that's themed after what you love. I have the Spongebob one right here. Always looks great. We got the CRT TV there, so you know he's playing those classic Nintendo games too. I love down here how you've got, oh man, that looks so cool. All of the Mario Karts here. I think those are the Hot Wheel ones. Yes, the Hot Wheel Mario Karts. He's got a couple in there still in the blister, but overall they are all on display. He's got the gold one there. An incredible job displaying them with the little stair system there, so that way you can actually see all of them rather than it being just like a blanket. I mean, man, I don't really have a lot of criticism on this collection. I love these two, the Rabbids here, the Luigi, Mario, and Yoshi Rabbids. Filling in some of the blank space in the wall there, he's got an awesome Link's Awakening poster, Majora's Mask, like tapestry it looks like maybe. So he's got a regular TV too, or I would say like a flat screen for some more modern games there. And he also collects Star Wars too, so it's like, you know, that's what it's all about, is about showing off your personality. So he's got the room kind of split to like the dualities of what he loves to collect. So half of it is like his Star Wars stuff, and then the other side of it is the Nintendo stuff. So an interesting combination there, but I think it looks awesome. I think if I were to have any like criticism, I think the only thing I would say is because you do have that split down the middle of the room, maybe if you could bring, well, you kind of did. You got the Star Wars poster over here by your computer. I was gonna say like try to kind of bleed them into each other so it kind of feels like they're integrated rather than a hard cut down the middle. You know, having a couple of your stormtroopers, your favorite ones, like on that side, and a couple of your Mario and maybe characters that fit well, like maybe the Fireball Mario like over there on that side, to kind of merge them if possible. That's literally all I have to say. I mean, you got a freaking little Minecraft section here. It just really shows off who you are, and I love that. So I am gonna give this a seal of approval. The first one gets a seal of approval. We are giving it the King Reptar seal of approval right here on screen. We're gonna put it on a white little background here actually as well. Put the logo on a white background with your name, Creed Gaming, and I give it my seal of a top tier collection for what that's worth. And if you don't get selected, if you submitted your collection and I don't cover it today, it doesn't mean it will never get covered. When we do this again, just resubmit it and I might pick it next time. If you do get selected, do not resubmit your collection unless it's like a couple episodes down the line you feel like there's some drastic updates to your collection, so that way I can make sure I cover the people that, you know, haven't been featured in the show. Also, reminder, there was over 150 people that submitted their collections, which was unbelievable. I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much. If you don't see your collection selected, it wasn't because it was like not good. It was not because anything other than just time circumstances. We're going to cover a variety of them. Some that you might think that your collection's bigger, some that your collection might be smaller. So it wasn't based off of anything other than like me going from bottom to top, and like the people that submitted earliest are they gonna be the ones I cover the first, because it did get early and on there. So keep that in mind for the next time. If you resubmit your collection, the earlier you get in, the better, because that's where I'm starting. So right here we've got one. This one is from Luke Morin. It says, hey Comfort Cartoons, I collect SpongeBob merchandise. I started collecting back in 2021, so 3 years. You know, not a lot of time to grow a collection, but I think from what I can tell, it looks like you've gotten a lot done. Sorry if it's a bit messy. I took a short break from collecting and usually stuff falls down. Okay, so looking in, that is a lot of SpongeBob stuff. You know I like that. Let's take a look closer though. So starting at the top shelf here, there's some pretty cool stuff. I love the bendable SpongeBob figures. Those are by the brand Bendums, I believe. They did a really good job making like nice molds of the characters. We have the Super 7 ones. There's some really nice like high quality items. The Nindroid for SpongeBob. This SpongeBob cup here, I don't even think I have this one actually. I want to say that's from King's Dominion, or like one of the like Cedar Fairs, like when they short time had like some SpongeBob licensing. I could be wrong though, but I don't have that. That's one of the few drink cups I don't have. We have a lot of the Five Below items here. When it comes to SpongeBob collecting, especially like newer collectors, a lot of their collections are just flooded with a bunch of the stuff from Five Below, which I mean, it makes sense. That's like one of the best places to get stuff right now. But I do love seeing like a mixture of modern and vintage. So he's got more of his like green label stuff down here, which is where we're gonna focus on more. You can see he's got all these green label blistered figures here. You got the bath sponge, that's a pretty rare item there. The awesome SpongeBob tin. I'm actually like, I guess I get more fixated on the items I'm not familiar with, and one of them is this right here. Like, it looks like maybe there was a box that kind of went over this part like a window, but I'm not sure what this is, and I kind of am interested. It's green and white label. Maybe I've seen it before, but just the way it's displayed, it doesn't look recognizable to me. I don't love all of the stuff like on the floor there, you know, like you said that like, you know, you have to clean it up there. So that's my only criticism I would say for like what you got growing here is, you know, maybe just putting these items back up, or, you know, moving them back there a little bit. I think for the collection size, you did a fantastic job. Oh, another item you don't see very often here is it looks like the Krabby Patty here. This is also, I think, a Universal Studios item here. This is a Krabby Patty plushie. I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10. I would just love to see it organized a little bit better, but because he's taking a break from collecting, which sometimes that happens, we're gonna give him a little bit of a break on that. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. A fantastic collection as well. I think you have all the workings there to be a 10 out of 10. Just maybe some reorganizing. This one's a smaller one. This is a Chuck E. Cheese collection from Silly Billy. So opening this up here, we've got, I want to cover some big collections, some small ones. We got some Chuck E. Cheese items. I'm not like the expert on this, so I couldn't tell you exactly what this stuff is, but it looks really, really nice. We have, I want to say that maybe is like the creator of the Chuck E. Cheese franchise, or maybe the voice actor of Chuck E. Cheese originally, but some signed stuff here. He's got it certified too. This over here looks like it's a photo, like a art piece done with like a merger of a bunch of different of like the more iconic animatronics. And then the second photo here, we got a couple Chuck E. Cheese items, some plushies here, a couple cars, a Funko Pop. I mean, it's a smaller collection. It's hard to go wrong. You got a little bit of high quality items there, and then a couple little merchandise pieces, and they all look pretty organized in this little, you know, fine-tuned box. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, this one is really unique. We're gonna go with Andrea G. It says, hello Marcus, my name is Andrea. I'm a fellow Pokemon collector. I thought you'd appreciate seeing my Chikorita collection. So very cute here. These are so adorable, and I love people that have like a niche collection. Like, that's so cool when you can really, like, you know, for me, I collect all things Nickelodeon, so it can be a little all over the place, but I love when people do like, I'm collecting this one character from this one franchise, and I am going to be the best at that thing, you know, because it really gets you the chance to not have your funds kind of allocated too many places and kind of truly be a master at a particular thing. So these are just adorable. They are kind of set up, it looks like, for this picture, so I can't really say, you know, give you much of a rating on like how your collection is displayed per se, but just your variety of Chikorritas here are so adorable. I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8.5 out of 10. Oh my goodness. So, hi Marcus, I want to send you a link to my biggest plush collection. I collect Disney plush and Pokemon plush, and I post them on YouTube. You can just move the video fast to see what I exactly have. I hope you choose my videos. This is insane. Oh my goodness. Let's see, let's go on YouTube here. Shout out to her YouTube page. You guys can go check her out. It's Isabel's Life. Let's go ahead and we'll speed this up to ×2 speed. And even that I don't think is gonna work. Let's just go ahead and click through it. That might be the best way to do it so we can actually see still, you know, good images of it. Oh my god, I love this little like rotating wheel here. That is so good. That is a really cool piece to have in the collection. Just to, you know, I love items like that because if you like, the collection's fantastic. There's so many plushies here. I couldn't even name every single Pokemon here. I mean, I'm a Pokemon fan through and through, but anything after like Gen 7, Gen 6, it gets hard for me to name every single Pokemon. Like, they're too new for me. But like, I know them all. I've played all those games, but naming them all is tough. But I love the rotisserie wheel because it's very easy for your collection to become just 4 walls of like stuff, you know what I mean, merchandise. Of course, it's your collection, it looks beautiful, but when you can have those like little center pieces, sometimes your room just may not allow for it. So like if you have a smaller room in your collection, putting a stand in the middle might be like, well, now I can't walk, you know? So that's totally okay in those circumstances. But having some stuff like we saw with the first collection with like a TV where like the shelves kind of come down to show a TV section, you know, and like a media spot, kind of mixing it up, something to give it some dynamics before it's just 4 walls. And because her collection very much is like the 4 walls of plushies, that little rotisserie does so much to add like a dynamic to the room. And it spins. That's fun. You know, spinning is always fun. But not just that, they also have a Disney plush room. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so here we go. That is so cool. So we have all the different, it looks like primarily collecting like the animals of Disney. Not a lot of like princess. Another dog! So cute. Because I was thinking like, you know, there might be some princesses, stuff like that. It looks like it's a little bit of like, what are these? Squishmallows, I want to say. Not Squishmallows. Those are the Squishables, maybe? So a lot of the like animal-based like Disney, which I think is actually cooler than a lot of like the humanoid characters. Oh man, there's a lot of Monster Inc. plushies here. You wouldn't even think they had this many plushies. I love the ones of like the more unique characters, like the Lost Boys here. You know, you can find a million Peter Pan, Tinkerbell plushies, but like the otter characters, those are what I think are the coolest because, you know, there's not that many of them produced. The Aristocats here too, like O'Malley, you know, like I didn't even know O'Malley had a plush. Like, that's so cool. And then all the little kittens too, like you see Marie a lot, but you don't see the other 2 kittens nearly as much. Basically you only see Marie. I don't even see the mom that often, to be honest. I have 0 pointers. My only thing I would say, maybe if you could like make some room, like, or not make some room, but even if they're covered, just to get this little section up here, put some posters maybe, or if you can find like at Spirit Halloween, they have those like smaller, like short square, like rectangle shaped posters that like label what the franchise is. If you could get some of those and kind of put them along the trim of the room, if you can keep them with the series, that would be cool. But if not, just kind of have them around the room to have as a little bit of a backdrop for the plushies. I think that would look fantastic. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I have literally nothing else I could even add to this. It's fantastic. So yeah, this is another one that's getting the seal of approval on screen here. Just being a fantastic top tier collection. Thank you so much for submitting it, and incredible work. Ooh, semi-pro. We got a lot, or semi-phantom, sorry. We have a lot of sponge stuff here. Let's take a look. Okay, so this one definitely has a lot of stuff everywhere. I love it. Some people, I know they are working with like constraints of like space, you know, so like they I want the collection to be bigger, but only have so many places for it to go, right? But you got some bangers in there, man. This right here, really rare plushie. You know, it's like a pretty pricey one. This one is really cool. The Disguise SpongeBob with the Something Smells sealed DVD. You got the karaoke machine, fantastic find there. The Ask SpongeBob, another very rare figure there. Some really good banger like Grail pieces, along with some, you know, some variety of Five Below style stuff too. Like I said, a lot of collections you'll see a lot of Five Below style items, but as long as you have a couple vintage items, a couple banger items in there, Five Below stuff is perfect for like filler items. Okay, and then we've got the backdrop here. It looks like on the roof here, you got the SpongeBob Krusty Krab collab with Wendy's. The very, very cute baby SpongeBob plushie down here. The Cuddly Crab. I need to get this one, this Cuddly Crab one right here. This one is so cute. This is from T-Turtle. Like, it's just, this is just a situation of too much stuff and not enough room, so I can't knock you points for that. You know, like, you're obviously passionate and you love what you're collecting, and I get that. I'm in the same way. If I didn't have the vault, the cavern would probably look just as overly flown as this is. If you live at home, like with your family, and you don't have any extra spare rooms or anything like that, there's nothing really you can do about it, but I think having like an allocation space as you're trying to upgrade your collection and maybe get more room is a good thing, so you can get some of the like more smaller items or stuff that you're not as like passionate about at that moment or want to display to the side, so you can really have like a good showcase. But I'm assuming that's not a possibility or a case, a situation that's available. So all that being said, with the room that you have here, I think you did an incredible job. I would just love to see a little bit more floor space, just so you have some room to really get in there, you know, and look at your collection. But I can't blame you. Like I said, I would probably be in the same boat, but still, nonetheless, I would say one of my favorite collections today. 9 out of 10. Okay, this is a Disney pin collection submitted by Tyler Lindenbach. We got some Funko pins here. We got some buttons. I love that. We got a couple of the Disney buttons as well. The Texas Ranger one's pretty cool. Very unique. You got a little booklet for the Disney pins. A couple of his like favorite ones out of here. A whole goofy page. And that's what I'm saying. The collection doesn't have to be big to still earn a high ranking. This is very organized, very cool to see. 8.5, 9 out of 10 easy. We'll give it a 9 out of 10 easy. Even though it's a smaller collection, for what they have available, very organized, very concise. It looks fantastic. You know, it represents what they love. 9 out of 10. Okay, so this one is Justin Talks Puppet. It's one of my favorite in the whole submission, but they did submit like a lot of photos. I would have loved, if you guys have a lot of photos like this, you could see it's like a whole blocking here of just different images, is maybe upload them all in one Google Drive, so that way I can really showcase everything for the video. But I mean, look at this, man. Justin has a channel, which I actually checked out his channel because I love people that are passionate. He's got a whole channel doing talking about puppets, you know, and it's you know, he's got a pretty big following on there too, almost 60,000 subscribers. That's like, I would have never even dreamed of, you know, getting to that point, you know, about something that I'm like just so passionate about with Comfort Cartoons. I never expected that. But you can see it's all about puppets though. He does some hunting videos, some very like Comfort Cartoon style stuff too. I love that. Okay, very cool. So yeah, just his take on puppetry as a whole, but you can see him collecting stuff too as well throughout those videos. Some mystery boxes. He was on Brain Surge apparently. What the frick? That's so sick. But let's take a look here at his photos. I mean, look, some amazing stuff. This is really cool. It's Kermit the Frog phone, some Disney pins, a lot of hats. I mean, we'll just take a look through the different photos here, and I'll just kind of stop at my favorite items. Books, I mean, a little mixture of everything. I mean, these are the best kind of collections. Is don't get niched in too much. If you're collecting a franchise, looking for ephemera, which is like paperwork about the shows, show dates, you know, magazines, magnets, you know, like this is like some Jim Henson like ephemera here, some stuff based off of like some licensing acquisitions, it looks like, maybe with the Bear in the Big Blue House, the Jim Henson Company. You know, that's the kind of stuff that really adds like depth to your collection, rather than you know, it's awesome just having a bunch of cool stuff, but when you have some really interesting conversation pieces, that really adds, I think, like that next level, pushes your collection to that next stage. And again, you guys can go check out his channel if you guys would like. If you want to see a really good in-depth on a lot of the different items he has, you guys can go check that out, because again, there's only so much I can cover. But if you guys want to see that in-depth look on what he's doing, go check it out. He does so many videos on his collection that I'm sure you're gonna love. And again, there's so much I couldn't show. I would highly recommend go checking it out. This one was submitted by Adrian Boyer, and you know, she's got a couple adorables here. And you know what I love about this collection is it's not big, but that's what I'm talking about. It's like, you don't have to have this mega collection to call yourself a collector. I mean, you could literally have your whole collection in a tiny little glass display, you know, with your favorite little figurines that you've collected throughout your journeys on Earth, and you are still a collector. I'm still gonna give that an 8 out of 10, just because of the fact that, you know, you freaking owned it. It's an awesome little collection you got growing there. Okay, so this one is something unique. We have Magic Love 99 Abby. This is her Bluey collection. So this is another situation where the collection's fantastic. I would love to see it displayed somewhere if possible. But you can see a variety of different stuff here. You got some shirts, some plushies, some drink containers, a couple odd characters here that I'm not familiar with, some personal handmade stuff here of like the whole family as bracelets. We got some more t-shirts, a couple little figurines, some Bluey shoes, a Bluey friggin' backpack and suitcase, some little Bluey ears. Very adorable collection. I'm gonna go ahead and give that an 8.5 out of 10. I just wish that it was a little bit more displayed, but you know, the collection that you're growing, fantastic. Eran, he's got his collection in one photo here. Very cool, very, you know, stylized, very dynamic. Got a little Nickelodeon alarm clock on there, some Nickelodeon representation, but mostly Spongebob, but it's really well organized. 8.5 out of 10. Okay, this is a really cool, this is Sonic Dude, and man, what a awesome, like, in another life, like, I can only collect so many things. I do have a little bit of a Sonic collection, but I think there was an alternate universe version of Marcus that was this guy for SpongeBob and Nickelodeon, but for Sonic. Because, like, I love Sonic so much. I love the depth of it, but I wish I could envelop myself more into the fandom, but I'm already a fan of so many things that I'm a very surface level Sonic fan. But I think there's another universe, Marcus, that got obsessed with it. You know what I mean? And, like, went all in on it. So it's fun to see this, and you've got so many different characters here. I wish I knew more about the rarities of them, so I could point out, like, any certain grails you've got here, but I just think it looks so awesome. Like, all the different characters. I would love to see some risers, you know, on the back figures. Again, I have a whole video on YouTube, dollar store items for collectors, where you can make your own risers from stuff from the Dollar Tree. You don't have to spend a lot of money on them. You can buy some stuff that works really well as risers that you don't really see in the collection, and no one would ever even know that you were, you know, using dollar store items. If it matters, you know, if you care if people know that, but it's like, if you were trying to hide that, you wouldn't even know. I love it. Let's see here. Also got a little bit of a SpongeBob collection here. That is a really cool display here. This Midnight, I don't know if that's I guess that's like a popcorn bucket. It almost looks like a store display. Oh, that is a freaking sick item. I've only seen this one in box recently on eBay, but this flying SpongeBob here is kind of to mimic the hydrodynamic spatula of him kind of floating. That is a really cool piece. I don't have that one in my collection. I hope to one day. I love the organization, like all this little Patrick Army here. Mr. Krabs, very organized here. I do love the colored shelves here too. Couple DVDs too. I mean, very organized for the collection. I'm gonna go ahead and say an 8 out of 10 for this one. So this one is by Alexis Burnett, and is a My Little Ponies collection here. Very cool. I love the color aesthetic of it. You got the pink wall. That's one of my favorite things too, is I love when people add like color to the wall if they can. For me, I colored one wall here, but most of the walls in here didn't really allow for me to paint them. So I went with the colored shelves, you know, so I do like the green and orange shelves for my collection. And I think it's become kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say iconic, but like kind of unanimously known with my collection, is like people can see those shelves and they know it's my collection, because not a lot of people have shelves in that same color scheme. You know, you typically will see a black shelf or a white shelf. If you have the time, if you have the resources, painting the shelves is always a nice little touch, but it is very time consuming, and it also takes more time to add new stuff, because like for me, I'm like, oh, I want to add new bookshelf, but I not only have to think about building the bookshelf, I have to think about painting the bookshelf, and also think about, you know, getting the bookshelf. So it makes everything a little bit longer of a process. But it is worth it, I think. I'm gonna give that one an 8 out of 10 as well. Next up is Cody. If you guys don't know Cody, we've done a couple videos on the channel opening up some boxes that we bought from him. His collection is on the smaller side just due to space, but it's a very fine-tuned collection. He primarily loves to collect the food-related items, and you can see he's got some absolute grails when it comes to food. If you guys know SpongeBob food collecting, I mean, dude, he's got like one of the best collections. He's got 2 out of the 3 of the hardest to find SpongeBob cereal boxes there. He's got 4 boxes of the Nick Candy theater-sized Krabby Patties there. The elusive sour Krabby Patties. I have been trying to get him to trade me these for a long time. I've been on the lookout for that box for a long time. Very cool piece. He's got the Wonder Ball. I mean, he's got just some amazing pieces here. Some of these Super Mac and Cheese, the Mac and Cheese. Over here, you got some Toon Pops, the original SpongeBob green label popsicle wrapper. Short and sweet collection. There's so many items you could like sit here and like, you know, go one by one and look at them. Just a banger after banger. It's a very like quality over quantity collection, I would say, is what I would deem his type of collection style is. You know, for people like me, I'm very much a quantity collector, but I do love having my quality too. Him, it's like, you know, very like, it seems like very precise about what he picks up. My only thing with this is I wish that he would have some kind of shelving. I don't know if this is his floor that this is all sitting on, or if it's a shelf already, and maybe that's what we're seeing. But if it's the floor, I would love to just see a little shelf to kind of raise it up a little bit so it's not directly on the floor. But for the space that he has allotted to him, it seems like he's done the best he can to make it organized. So although it is a lot in one spot, it is level to where you can see every single item. I would still say I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. He's like just a little bit more organizing and like investing into some fixtures to hold stuff from being seal of approval, but I will give it a 10 out of 10. Okay, this one is a video and it is from Lakey Bakey and he uploaded on YouTube, so that helps a lot again so I can actually check it out. The video has 4,000 views. That's freaking awesome. Shout out to Lakey Bakey. It's only when I first clicked on this link, it was like a 10 views. So let's take a look here. So this is really cool. So he submitted this video, he uploaded this video for the collection submission, and yeah, that's definitely perfect, man. Like, I think the next time what I'll do is I'll tell people to upload it on YouTube and just put Comfort Cartoons collection submission at the end, and then that way I can, you know, watch the video as well too. But off the gate here, really cool items here. Again, this is exactly what I'm talking about, is like, you know, if you have the Five Below items, putting them as kind of like filler items in your collection, I think is the best way to go about it. But you got some really interesting shampoos, it looks like, back here. I'm not even sure where those are from. I want to say maybe they're like a Mexico exclusive, but I'm not familiar with those. Very cool. We do have the SpongeBob movie piece. They are a piece of the ship. I did a video on that, and a guy put more up there, so I know a few people were able to get it, so I'm so glad you got one. That's an amazing talking piece. And I know he said in this video he picked up a lot of these items from my Whatnot stream, so thank you so much, Lakey Bakey. I appreciate that. Not only an awesome collection, but growing it in the community too and helping support the show. Thank you. So we got, oh, some bangers. You actually remember this item, the SpongeBob Mac and Cheese. That is a great piece there. Not an easy piece to find at all, especially now. That is the Mac and Cheese box there. He's got the SpongeBob movie box. Fantastic piece too. And it's all up on shelves. This is what I'm talking about. If you have the space or the resources, putting it on shelves, just, you know, it makes the collection look a lot nicer. The animated SpongeBob figure. This is actually something I still need to get in my collection. The green label animated SpongeBob. That is a really cool item there. The Ain't Life a Beach sticker. That is actually a very obscure sticker. He got that in our Whatnot stream too. Some SpongeBob smoothie items here. I love that. This was one item. This is like how I could tell that me and Lakey Bakey were kind of cut from the same cloth, except for very creative. He actually took the store sticker here for the pricing of the popsicle ice cream SpongeBob face piece. So this is the new SpongeBob Ice Pops. I believe they come in a 4-pack now. He actually took the sticker where the pricing was and added it to the collection. That is such a unique, like, I had never even thought about that before. But can you imagine having the SpongeBob original cereal from like 2004, 2003 and having the actual price sticker with all the metadata and also like pricing, the price per ounce? Like, that in itself is kind of historic. It kind of just pushes that collection, that little piece, to that next level. That right now is very modern. You could probably still go get that from the store right now, but down the line, that's gonna be like such a lost in time piece. Ephemera is some of the hardest stuff to collect, and especially when it comes to stuff people aren't even thinking about. That is one of those items I don't think majority of people were thinking about at all. And you can expand this into anything you collect, not just SpongeBob, just things like that. I'm gonna start maybe looking out for those. I do kind of feel bad taking them off the store shelf. I don't know how he got it, you know, that maybe he knows somebody, you know, but that is a really cool piece. I'm not saying go out to your store and start ripping the tags off, okay, but it looks cool. And this video is on YouTube. Again, it is it's called My SpongeBob Collection. His name is Lake. You should be able to find the video pretty easy with that information. He's got a little animation piece here, a sketch artwork piece there. So again, adding some dynamics to the collection, not just merchandise, but some production material too. Heck yeah, I would say this collection is developing. You know, like it's very, very good, but it's still growing. So it's like, I'm gonna give it a rating based off of it growing. I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10. A 9.5 out of 10, but I think you are on the trajectory of it being a seal of approval 10 out of 10 collection, just based off of your mindset and how you're going about it. It looks really good, really organized. The shelving looks fantastic. It's on the trajectory of being a 10 out of 10 seal of approval level collection for sure. This one is Controlled Chaos as the username. She said she has a tiny room. Oh my goodness, that is so freaking sick. So dope. I love that. I love 4th generation Pokemon stuff, so I love all of these Dialga, Palkia, Arceus little plushies here. You got this jumbo-sized Dialga and Palkia with like little Dialga and Palkia resting on their heads. It is very compact, but she said she has a tiny space, so I totally get it. You did great with what you got there. Oh my goodness, like this is what I'm saying. Like even if you have a small space, you can make it look fantastic and lush. The word is lush. This is a lush collection. Like very small spacing, 4 shelves, and it is very compact, but yet it still looks beautiful. It's hard to like put a nose on exactly how you pull that off. I think it's maybe the coloring system that they did by putting the green, the blue, the red, the yellow, and mixing the small with the big plushies. It's overfilled with still being aesthetically pleasing. So I'm gonna say just the aesthetic on that looks fantastic. Ooh, a really cool Invader Zim collection here. A lot of really rare pieces there. A Casey Jones collection, I like that. And then it looks like some, I wanna say Transformers, maybe Gundam, I'm not sure. But yeah, with the space that was allotted to her, really cool. Oh, the Dark Lugia plushie, that is so cool. Heck yeah, man. I would say this is definitely a 9.5 out of 10 collection just because it's so well filled in. I would love to see a further back shots. I would love to see some posters on the wall. Actually, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 just because I think there is so much room. Kind of like the last one, I think there's so much room for this to develop into like a freaking seal of approval level collection. Some wall pieces would be fantastic to kind of go as backdrops for these different collections. Maybe if you don't already have it, like some carpets for the floor. But other than that, amazing. All right, this is the man J-Dog. He's a member of the Rep Pack, member of our Patreon too, so I wanted to feature it in here. Even though it's not quite nostalgia, he does collect skulls, so he's got a bunch of ones in here, man. They are freaking cool. Some of them are a little scary, like that one. I would be a little scared having that in my room while I'm sleeping, but very, very cool though. Badass for sure. Very unique. I'm gonna give that an 8.5 out of 10. I don't know if Storm submitted some more stuff because I know that his collection looks a little bit different from this now, but you got a little media here, a Spongebob media collection down here. His name is Storm Quick. He's a member of our Patreon and community as well too. A few more DVDs here. I can't zoom in on the photos for whatever reason, but I know I'll just base it off of what I've already seen of his collection. I can't find the bigger photos of it. I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10 because I know it's developed a lot more than this, his collection. I just only have these 2 pictures for some reason. Okay, this one's by Serena ASL. Sabrina, very cool. A lot of Funko Pops. I just would love to see it organized a little better. I think that a lot of it's like, you know, the spaces kind of in between. They're like, some are displayed on their side, some of them are displayed in their box, like still in their sorter boxes. Maybe trying to remove some of these stickers if you can. I think it's really, like, the substance is there. I think it's just a very lacking in order as of right now, but I think that if you can bring it together a little better, it could be an easy 8.5, 9. I'm gonna say 7 for right now, just needing a little bit more structure, but still so cool, and thank you for sharing it. Okay, so this person is Aaron Robinson. They put, you know, a lot of text. I read everything. Thank you so much for your submission, but this is a really cool one. This is a very specific silver collection. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could be a Sonic collector, and that's kind of tough, right? Because you've got to collect for so many characters, so many games, vintage games, modern games. It's hard to be the master of Sonic. There is like literally a guy though who has like the world's biggest Sonic collection. And I'm saying he's got that pretty covered, you know? It's hard to have like the best Sonic collection. But you could pull off the best silver collection. You know what I mean? Because you can become a master. Like the person who's trying to collect everything Sonic, they might not have the resources to collect every silver item, let alone the very niche, obscure item. But if your focus is silver, you can do that. So that's something to think about if you're trying to like grow a fantastic collection. Niching in gives you a huge advantage over general collectors. So this is all silver stuff. And I'm saying there's some stuff in here like I'm sure like people have never even seen before, Sonic fans, just because they are focused in on silver. And I love that so much. Some really unique and fun items in here. I love that skateboard too. Yeah, very, very cool. Look at this freaking plush mountain here. And it's all on this gigantic like fair prize or something level silver. That is really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and say again, this is what I kind of am saying, like niching in can help so much. I would love to see some more posters on the wall, but I mean, maybe it's hard to find silver posters. And there's a lot of space to grow, so we can't knock her for the empty spaces because that just means there's a lot more room for the collection to keep on growing. So I'm gonna say 9.5 out of 10 because I just love how personal it is. And again, I think this is one of those ones, I think it just has so much room to get better and better. And I'm sure 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it's going to just get better and better. Thank you so much, Aaron Robinson. All right, so the next one up is Angel Young. She goes by A Young in her email, but on Whatnot and everything else, her name is Angel Young. So this right here is unbelievable. There is so much Harley Quinn stuff you guys can see here. There is, it looks like up here maybe there's like sketch artwork done. She's got comics in there, which is actually right there. Being a comic book head myself a little bit, this is actually the first ever appearance of Harley Quinn right here from the comic. That is really cool. Believe it or not, she was actually an animated series character. Like they made her for the animated series, but that's the book she first appears in. But there is just an unbelievable amount of really, really cool stuff. So you guys can see all of it right here. Fantastic collection. She's got sculptures in here, this really like super realistic, my goodness, realistic Harley Quinn here. Very, very beautiful, but also kind of scary. This cookie jar, I mean, there is just grail after grail here when it comes to Harley Quinn. You got the baseball bat. Talking about dynamics, I mean, there's literally a little bit of everything. You've got plush, you've got minifigures, you've got sculptures, posters, I mean, some really unique stuff too. Some weapons like the bat there, like I said there, and it looks like it's signed too as well. Then we've also got this full size Harley Quinn statue figure. I've seen one similar to this at a couple different comic book shops near me, so it's awesome to see like one in actually somebody's collection, like not on display at like a comic shop. That is crazy. But the pictures just go on and on. You got this epic Harley Quinn like giant display that looks like maybe it was like from a movie theater, maybe Spirit Halloween. You get some jumbo pillows here too. What a freaking collection, man. Like there's really, it looks like there's a lamp over here too, like a Harley Quinn lamp. Some Harley Quinn like lounge fly bags. It just keeps going with the insanity of awesomeness. So that's another collection that gets the seal of approval here on screen. The Comfort Cartoons King Reptar seal of approval. Her YouTube channel is Angel Young if you guys want to check her out. Seal of approval collection. No critiques whatsoever. I mean, really, only thing I'd say is like in some of these blank spaces in the back, just get some like posters. It could just be backdrops to fill it in. But other than that, man, I mean, killing it. Just fantastic collection through and through. Next one up is Mark Grick, I want to say his name is. Very sweet collection. I would love to see the whole room, but he submitted just his Nickelodeon collection. Fantastic orange shelf there. The TV. You got a bunch of the Nickelodeon products. I really want to get some. Dude, is that a freaking... It's one of those Taco Bell. Back in the day, you go to Taco Bell and you could drop coins in these little like water machines, or not even a machine, it's like these water games, and you would twist this little knob and try to get them to land on different platforms. And depending on what platform it would land on, you would get like a little free item with your meal. So you have actually one of those Taco Bell machines. Now that is really cool. But the slime products are fantastic. He submitted a little video, but I mean, we could see the majority of it right here. If we had a little bit more time, I'd love to just check out the full-length video. But you can see his mouse there. He's got even the Nickelodeon pencil sharpener. Those are some of the items that my collection is lacking that I really need to start getting. They're pretty pricey, but definitely worth it, worth the pickups. You got all of his VHS tapes on display there too. Great collection, man. I can't see the full collection, but I imagine his whole collection is probably seal worthy, but we are gonna give him a 10 out of 10 for the area that he's got. He's got the custom slime dripping there. The Taco Bell thing may have pushed it up to the 10 for me. I'm not gonna lie, that Taco Bell thing is awesome. Alright, next up we got Gamer, just like you. I met him actually at our meetup. His photos are similar in the sense that I can't zoom in on them for whatever reason. So Ryan's gonna crop in them the best that I can. You do get some points for having comfort cartoons on your computer there. I'll take that. But we have some Simpsons figures there. I really wish that there was a way for me to, like, I don't know what it is about these images. Some of them I just can't seem to be able to zoom in on without downloading them. But you have some Simpsons stuff there in the background, a bunch of different plushies, some Pokemon, Mario, and I think one of the coolest pieces, though, is this Luffy statue here from One Piece. The collection just looks overall really in-depth. There is some blank spaces on the wall that I personally would try to cover up, but it's really not that serious. Overall, I would say 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic room coverage as well. Okay, so he's got a slideshow of all the different Funko Pops he's been collecting. Okay, so awesome. Again, on this situation, because it's so tight in, it's a little hard to review the whole. Okay, there we go. There's a backed up photo right there. I mean, I don't know if it's on display like this, but very neat. That's actually, I'm surprised I haven't picked that up yet. The Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Amazon one. That's like something I have to order after this video. I just kind of forgot about it with everything going on. But fantastic collection there. I'm gonna go ahead and say an 8 out of 10. I wish there was a little bit more, you know, a little bit more variety, but the Funko Pops are clean. He's got a little bit representative of all the stuff he loves. Fantastic work on your collection, dude. All right, and on that note, that is actually it for this episode of Comfort Cartoons Collections. We will be doing another part to this. I'm gonna let people, maybe in like a month or so just stay tuned on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. I will definitely be making another community post, and I'll have a couple different rules and stuff like that to make it easier and your chances of getting in a little bit better. Again, if you did not get entered into this episode, it's not, by no reason other than just lack of time. This video is probably already super long, but thank you so much for submitting. Please submit it in the next time if I didn't cover it this time. You know, try to get some higher quality photos, try to get some video in there that are on YouTube that I can click on. Maybe, you know, make some upgrades, make some changes to your collection before the next time, so that way when you submit it, you know, there's a little something to work on, you know. But thank you so much. Everybody's collection was beautiful. The ranking thing is more just to kind of, like, you know, add a little bit of substance to the video and to give those certain spectacular collections a little bit of like a little extra boost. But everybody's collection, small or big, is incredible. The fact that you collect something you love and you're passionate about, you all get 10s for passion out of me for sure. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here. If you guys aren't already, join our Patreon. You can sign up for $2 a month, and it helps keep these videos possible, especially videos like this where they're not necessarily like built for the YouTube algorithm to do fantastic. They're definitely just for the community. So if you guys want to support this show and doing more videos like this and more videos in general, check out the Patreon, as well as my Whatnot streams where I'm live every single week on Wednesday and Friday. I would love to see you there. We have a great time, and when you use my link in the description, you get $15 for free just for signing up. And I'll see you guys in this video right here, which is the last showcase of my collection. Definitely needs to be updated for sure, but if you want the closest thing to a room tour is as of right now, it would be this video here. I've definitely, you know, had a lot of stuff to work on that I've been working on since that video as well. So go check that out if you want to see my collection. I'll see you guys over there. And as always, Rep Pack, I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios and bloop.